So I want to welcome you to episode 4 of Proclamation Nation. I'm Ginger Snass with the hard facts, and we have a special guest here.
I'm Mr. P, bringing you the truth to see.
So today we're covering mind control. First I want to show you a quick little clip having to do with a kind of overview of what it is that we're going to be talking about today, and we'll evaluate afterwards.
Chairman of the board of the Union Broadcasting Systems, and he died at 11 o'clock this morning of a heart condition and wore his ass. We're in a lot of trouble, so. A rich little man with white hair died. What has that got to do with the price of rice, right? And why is that woe to us? Because you people and 62 million other Americans are listening to me right now because less than 3% of you people read books. Because less than 15% of you read newspapers. Because the only truth you know is what you get over this tube. Right now, there is an entire generation that never knew anything that didn't come out of this tube. This tube is the gospel, the ultimate revelation. This tube can make or break presidents, popes, prime ministers. This tube is the most awesome goddamn force in the whole godless world. And woe is us if it ever falls in the hands of the wrong people. And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be made of the truth on this network. So you listen to me. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. So if you want the truth, go to God. Go to your gurus. Go to yourselves. Because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. But man, you're never going to get any truth from us. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you that Kojak always gets the killer and that nobody ever gets cancer in Archie Bunker's house. And no matter how much trouble the hero is in, don't worry, just look at your watch. At the end of the hour, he's going to win. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. But you people sit there day after day, night after night, all ages, colors, creeds. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You raise your children like the tube. You even think like the tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them off. I see people around me who are the lights are on, but there's nobody home. That's right. And that's the norm, not the exception. What is going on out there?
Well, first of all, let's not even talk about the content of what is on television. Let's just talk about watching a lighted box. Alright? A lighted box is like watching a hypnotist who has a light. It's a flickering light, and it will actually put the brain into
control.
waves
I
that are
don't know how they're going to do it a lot of ways, but mind control is one of them, and what you just saw is something that they're using right now. Now, to give you a little background on that, a lot of research done on humans and the Earth, and basically there's a connection. The natural waves that are created as a result of electrical activity in the atmosphere, they're called the Schumann resonance. Its strongest current registering at 7.8 hertz. Now, they're extremely low frequency waves, or alpha waves, that naturally exist in the Earth's electromagnetic activity, which is the space between the ground and the ionosphere. Now, these Earth brainwaves, they're identical to the frequency spectrum of our human brainwaves. And with that being said, our brains are extremely vulnerable to any technology which sends out these alpha waves, because they immediately start resonating to the outside signal by kind of tuning fork effect. 7.83 hertz makes person feel good. 10.8 causes riotous behavior. 6.6 causes depression. Now, with the government having that type of information and doing that research, they developed a system. The U.S. government scientists are using this Alaskan transmitter called HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. It stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, which sends focused radiated power to heat up sections of the ionosphere, bounces power back down again, and basically it's picked up. These alpha waves are picked up by the GWEN network, which is short for Ground Wave Emergency Network Towers. They're spread across the U.S. every 300 miles like a web. They're about 300 to 500 feet. They transmit a signal up to 300 miles and 360 degrees. They can weather engineer and create mood changes. They affect millions of people, modify behavior, and send synthetic telepathy as infrasound to victims that had these government implants that were basically administered during vaccines and flu shots. Here's a picture of one of those towers and an example of the map, of the Gwen Network map. You want to know more about that stuff? You want to research the Montauk Project of Long Island, which was confirmed by Al Bielek and Preston Nichols. Talks about, we research the Cray computers that imitate and record the behavioral and emotion clusters of the implantee. So you want to look into that, and you also want to do some research on Ray Kurzweil, who developed implantable technology, more or less merging man and machine, and he's more or less been able to figure out a way to manipulate the way we see and hear. It can modify our minds as well as many other things, manipulating our frequencies. But if you want to watch the transcendent man to know more about the mastermind behind this technology that has embraced these things, you kind of wonder how his inventions are going to be. He's developed it for good, but what's going to come of it? Go to www.kurzweilai.net to see more on that. Basically, a few things. How are they using these things against it? We don't even know it. The combination. Consume. It's a way to distract us. But also things like chemtrails, fluoride, aspartame, they all modify our mind, making us easier targets to their signals. So with chemtrails, they're being sprayed all over the U.S. in a white crisscross pattern. They contain diseases, chemicals such as sulfur dioxide, aluminum, silver, barium, arsenic, chromium, cadmium, selenium. They affect our state of consciousness. They produce apathy and has been shown to be creating gaps in our spatial perceptions by blocking the interaction of various amino acids that relate to higher consciousness. So it increases dopamine in the brain, which produces a listless, kind of spaced out state of a lower reactive mind. So you want to research the U.S. Department of Energy in a back-funded program called ARM, or Atmospheric Radiation Measurement, solely focuses on these things in a project called ISDAC, or Indirect and Semi-Direct Aerosol Campaign. It's aimed at measuring cloud simulations and aerosol retrieval, so you want to check that one. But what else? We got fluoride and aspartame. Fluoride totally disables the willpower section of the brain. It impairs the left occipital, back little section of your part of your brain, lobe, that houses the central visual processing center. And that one started way back in Russia. They wanted to affect as many people as possible, kind of make them complacent, and that's what they did. They put it in the water. So fluoride and the selenium from the chemtrails, they enable people to hear voices, have hallucinations. Again, that's on more links for the resources of this page. But aspartame also now, it's a neurotoxin. Doctors suggest aspartame may also be a factor to ADD, hyperactivity, mental retardation, other neurological problems in children. Now, in 1980, the FDA Public Board of Inquiry totally voted unanimously to reject it. They didn't have enough findings, they flawed data, brain tumors in their animals. But then again, what did Donald Rumsfeld have to gain for ramrodding aspartame through the FDA approval process? Well, a job with the PR firm representing Surly, along with millions of dollars in compensation for his political influence. Again, power is money. Money is power. So how do the alpha waves come into it? They create disturbances in our biological processes of the body, and these can be activated into the population once the diseases are introduced into the body from the chemtrails. So how do we stop it?